You?
I'm good, man. Thank you for having you, bro.
Thank you for having me. This is my very first interview that I'm doing exclusively for this channel. And to kick it off, joined with you, the man behind Inspired for Change,
Yeah, I appreciate it, bro.
is a blessing.
What's your channel? What's the name of your channel, bro?
The Watch Media.
Watch Media. So you guys, Watch Media, hit them up, man. You're gonna see this interview on there as well, and he's got a lot of content regarding crime on the streets and stuff like that. And this is one of his first interviews where he's seen someone that has reformed their life. And yeah, man.
Which is going to be a big part of what we're going to have going on this channel. People showing the other side of the spectrum. And yeah, so before we get into it, I just want to say everything you're doing, inspirational.
Thank you, bro, man.
And that's why it's really appreciate you coming on here, giving us your time to kick it off,
yeah,
man.
I appreciate it, man. It's calm, bro, man.
So anyway, let's kick it off from the very beginning.
Okay.
Where were you born and like where you grew up? You know, your early years.
All right, cool. I was born in Djibouti.
Mm-hmm.
My birth name was Abdel Nasir.
Right.
My mother named me Abdel Nasir. But however, when Somalia and Somaliland split and Somaliland got the independence, Guled means successful.
Okay.
So we succeeded in the victory of becoming independent. So then my father changed my name to Guled.
Right.
So from there, from Djibouti, moved to Manchester, and was living in Moss Side, in Manny.
Big reputation over there.
Yeah, man. I got cousins up there as well.
Yeah.
I got a lot of family up there as well, innit? So living in Moss Side from the age until the age of 5, I went to Webster Primary School, and from the age of 6, I went to we moved to London. My mum took the idea to move to London. She thought it would be more better. So moved to London to Hounslow West, literally.
Mad.
And from Hounslow West, stayed there for like 6 months. Okay. And then we moved to Southall.
Southall and over there too.
Yeah. So went to Southall and I lived in Southall till the age of 12. Right. Then I moved to South Acton Estate. And then ever since then, my mother's living there. But obviously, I've been moving around. I've been in care and stuff like that. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So, when would you say is the time you started gravitating towards the road life? Now, that's what everyone calls it commonly. So,
I'll say 10.
Age of 10?
Yeah, I got my first criminal record.
Age of 10?
Yeah, bro.
If you don't mind doing what?
I met up with one guy who was a bit older than me. He was named Mohammed.
Yeah.
And Mohammed, he came from an Iraqi background.
Okay.
And Mohammed was a couple of years older than me. And we used to go to a centre. A centre is called where kids used to get kicked out of school. And it's a centre that they go to, innit?
Yeah.
So I went to this centre. So Mohammed said to me, I think we had a class from 1 to 3. And he told me, come, let's go Paddington. So I'm to age 10, like. Also, I got kicked out of primary school already from the age of 7. In year 2, I got kicked out, innit? And so then he basically said, come, let's go Paddington. And so basically, we went to HMV. I don't know if they still got it, but I doubt it.
There's like one left in the Westfield somewhere.
Literally, yeah. So I went to HMV, and them days there, shoplifting was a lot easier.
Yeah, no cameras.
No, it's not even camera. There was cameras. However,
really?
There was there was cameras. Yeah, 'cause I'm in the UK, innit? Right. But these time now, there was no alarms. Okay. And the CDs were stored inside the PlayStation 2 cases, innit?
Okay, I get you.
So what I did was I used to open the PlayStation 2 cases, take them out. So I have like 5 of them.
Yeah.
Stacked up. But like an idiot, what I did was I had like a cap that you got on, like a bent cap, yeah. So I put the CDs on top of it like that. And I slapped it on my hat like that. So now I've got a round circle on my head. So I've tried to walk out. From HMV like that. But on the way out, a man and a woman must have grabbed me and said, come here. You know what I mean? And then I was just panicking, innit? Sweating. You get me? They took me to the back room and they took me to the police station. And then I was a bit frightening because they kept me they kept me in the police station for 4 or 5 hours, and I'm only 10 years old.
Yeah, you must
they put me in. Yeah, but I was cool, man. I was more scared of my mom coming.
Yeah, that's what. First time
That
anyone
thing
gets
there,
arrested,
that's the
main
judge.
thing. Yeah.
That's the judge, you know what I mean? That's the big judge, innit? So I'm thinking, what? Forget about this. When I'm in her hands, it's going to be peak, innit? So then anyway, the sun went down. My mum's come now. But as I was there, my mum, they opened the door like that. I remember they opened the cell door. And she opened it like that. And my mum came. And she had a big smiley face on her face, innit? She's like, oh, this guy, like. And then she said, come, let's go. They gave me a caution.
Yeah.
So I've left now. And then... yeah, that's the first time, and from there it just became a pattern.
So you would say like you was a mischievous kid.
Yeah, man.
Not, you know, like some people, they'll come from a certain background but get enticed by what's going on just for the sake of it. Would you say you was more of a leader or follower?
I would say I'm a leader, man. Everyone around me, they didn't do nothing. Everyone was kicking ball around me, innit? All my friends that are on the roads right now, they never used to do nothing.
Right.
I was that kid that the parents used to say, yo, stay away from my man.
Yeah.
What you rolling with my man for?
Yeah.
Because I was that kid outside schools at in year 7.
Posted up, waiting.
Waiting for man them to come out.
You was already kicked out by then. That's
yeah,
right.
bro.
Okay.
I had bare time on my hands, in it, so I was there waiting for the man them to come out. And then, yeah.
That's it. So, from there, what would you say is like kept you going down that path at a young age? Because you know, like, there's things that attracts us, either girls, money, and so on.
I used to get a thrill out of I used to get a thrill out of terrorizing people.
So the adrenaline.
And then Dennis the Menace. I was like Dennis the Menace. I used to get a thrill out of it. Like I used to just love doing certain things. I used to be that guy. There'll be a motorway, a dual carriageway. I'll get a bottle and dash it on the motorway and hit the. I'm hoping all the cars crash. Like on a mad thing. Like I don't know why. Stuff all like I was on a mad thing like that. I love that.
Obviously, we can laugh because alhamdulillah, that never did happen, did it?
Alhamdulillah, yeah, that.
So that's why we can laugh on it.
And I had
now,
mates. I met up with some kids. They was living on the Windmill Estate,
right
next to Southall. I was from Acton. For some reason, I don't know how I got on there. Yeah, I met him through another friend of mine, and Daniel, and then this Daniel. And he introduced me to these kids, but these kids were wild already as well.
Yeah.
They're roughing my age. So they were on what hour. So I'm just there's a bag of us now.
So now, how old were you lot at that time?
It was like 12.
Young.
Yeah,
reckless.
Yeah, reckless. So them times there, I never used to go home for like 2 weeks.
Really?
I used to stay at my mate's mum's house. Anna Marie. Don't know, auntie. You know what I mean? That was my bedroom, Eli's mum. She used to let us sleep there, innit? You know what I mean? So a bag of us would go there. Then we would just terrorize the streets. Would be like 14 push bikes up, up and down the Oxford Road. And yeah, man, a lot of kids were not out them days there, man. And so we were just mostly out there, innit? And eventually, as it got, then it become a pattern. And then I end up being in care.
Because of what you were doing? Or
because I was so reckless that the government...
took you away?
Yeah, so I said to my mum, if you can't handle your son, we're gonna put him in local 40k. And my mum had 5 of us boys in it.
Okay.
So plus English is not her first language, so they gave her that option. So I end up living with some next people. But the first night I'll go there, I'll rob them as well, move out of the place, then rob the next family, rob the next family, rob the next family, rob the next family, to a point where one of my brethren's mums
had to take you.
No, one of my mates' mums was my foster carer, but I robbed her. But he said I'm going to knock up my mate's mum's house, and she said, "Oh, don't let him in." And I'm thinking, why is your mum being so horrible to me for?
Yeah.
And then he would say, "Bro, you robbed her friend, bro." I said, "No way." I said, "Where did she live?" "Oh, she lived in Hayes." I said, "Oh, that woman." I said, "Ah, I didn't know it was a small world, innit?"
Yeah.
But obviously I was a kid, innit, and I regret what I did, innit. But it is what it is, innit.
At least now you're one of them people that can definitely say you've lived and you've learned.
100%.
But
I learned the hard way.
How long did it take you to learn? Like, you know, for example, you get a man who's a smoker, and he says, "I want to quit smoking."
Yeah.
But 5 years down the line, he's still smoking. Not to say he hasn't tried. He's tried to quit, but he can't because of the habits and so on. How long? Because now you're a completely different person.
Not completely. I'm not perfect, you know.
But no, that's the point. What I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
How long And how hard have you found the change from living that type of way, reckless, not caring
Like,
about
it
anyone
took me to
else?
my mid-20s until I woke up.
Yeah.
Until I was very flat on on the floor. Until I had nothing to live for. And until I was drinking every single day, smoking every single day, blaming myself, not even blaming myself, blaming others, blaming my mum for putting me in care, blaming my and the government, blaming everyone, but not myself. But then when I realized to take responsibilities for my own actions, that's when everything started changing. You know, I didn't point the finger no more at no one. I said, you know what, it was you, Guled. Okay, as much as you had a hard upbringing, you have to take responsibilities for your own actions. So I took responsibility. Obviously, I've turned to God, Allah. You know, when I turned to Allah, you know what I mean? It was bare stumbles, but it was the best thing that ever happened to me. I'll be honest with you. Because without him right now, Allah Alam, I don't know where I would have been. I would have been a lost street. You understand? And, you know what I mean? So, alhamdulillah.
Where was you at this point when you was face down flat? Like, what led you to that?
I was in a shared accommodation.
Right.
I was living in Norfolk. There was a couple of Norfolk brothers from Yedding. Them brothers were so good. Because they never used to judge me on my circumstances or the way I used to conduct myself. They used to always look after me.
Yeah.
Wherever I needed, they used to take me out to meals with them and stuff like that. And they didn't need to do that. They had money, they had cars, but they could see the realness in it. And so, you know what, like, we're not gonna judge you, but not like for my block, my ends, people were waiting for me to fail. Soon as I started failing, that's when all the snakes started coming out.
That's how it is, man.
You understand? When you got your back down, you get me, and you got all your barriers down, that's when people start taking advantage.
Yep.
But people started taking advantage, you know. And when I went to that end, they showed me love in it, and from there, I moved to Manchester. And from Manchester, obviously, I went there to go see family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Obviously, my family tried to help me for the first month or two. I then end up losing my job. I end up losing my place. Then the family that I thought was going to be supportive told me not to knock on their house ever again. So now I got my back against the wall now. I'm homeless in Manchester. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking I caught tuberculosis, TB in my lungs.
Same time.
Yeah, in my lungs.
That's a very dangerous illness, you know.
Yeah, I could have died from it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I only realised 6 months down the line that I had TB. I caught it from them times, innit? You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to make no one feel guilty, innit?
Yeah.
If they see this, innit? But it is what it is, innit? The truth needs to be spoken, innit?
Yeah, of
understand?
Course. That's what we're here for.
You get me? So when that happened, I came back down to London, and then I went back to my mum's, and I was saying to my mum, yo, like, give me a place to stay in it. Obviously, my mum's mum, innit? Like, she was always going to open the door. She opened the door for me. I remember the first night I slept for 4 days, non-stop. I didn't get up. I was weak, bro.
Everything caught up to you.
You get me? And yeah, no, it's the tiredness, isn't it?
Yeah, like everything's on top of you. You just needed that one. And I guess for the first time in however long, your mind was at a bit of ease. You had a place to stay, right?
Yeah. No, obviously I got a place in it. Obviously, then after that, what ended up happening? Obviously, I couldn't stay there for too long. You know what I mean? I went to the council. The council told me they can't give me a place to stay because you're not a priority. Then I was thinking, oh, what am I supposed to do, bro? And then somehow I went doctors. They took a blood test. Yeah. And they ended up finding out I had TB.
Oh, so that's when you found out afterwards?
Yeah, bro.
I was thinking you was... Don't worry, go on, yeah.
Get it?
Yeah, I get it now.
So then when I found out I had TB, I went back to the council. Became a priority.
Yeah, of course.
So now I'm on 6 months medication. And I met a really nice lady called Helen. She was a nurse. She looked out for me. You know what I mean? And alhamdulillah, from there, I was praying and I started doing intercaf. And yeah, my life started becoming...
So it was from that moment. And how old were you at that time?
Bro, I was a big man, you know. I was a big man, bro. How old was I? I was 25.
25.
Yeah.
So from the age of 10 to 25.
Cold.
Fully in.
Cold, yeah. Sad. Not sad. But don't get me wrong, I had good times when I was 18, 19. I came out of jail and that. I had my P's. I was up. I had gal. I had bare things. You get me?
Yeah.
But that's where it all crumbled down.
That's when the lifestyle eventually catches up.
Yeah.
There's no running. There's no more unless you keep doing certain things. But then you're only.
I don't want to do that. I didn't want to be evil no more.
That's the whole point. You keep indulging in these things.
I wanted to have heart. I wanted iman. I wanted to care for people. You know what I mean? I didn't want to just think. I didn't want to be selfish.
Yeah.
I wanted to be selfless. And the deen helped me being selfless in it. So,
MashaAllah.
Alhamdulillah.
So, let's take it back a little bit. You said like from your first case was at what age? 10?
Yeah.
What was the first? Because a lot of your stories are touched on how you've went jail and talking about not the glamorization side, like how it's a struggle in there.
Yeah.
Or just madness that you went through in there and just your life in there. What was the first time you actually went jail and what was it for?
The first time robbery in it, and I went in when I was 15.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And how did you find it your first night in there? Like, did it hit you or did you not care?
Obviously, first night, just 2 weeks before that, I lost my father. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was a big wake up call. But obviously, all of that, I was just immune to it, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just knew how to block it out.
Yeah.
I tried to ask the staff.
That's the thing you said. You blocked it out, right? I
didn't entertain it.
You didn't let it sink in.
Yeah.
You didn't deal with it.
No, I
You
couldn't.
just blocked it out.
Only now I'm dealing with it.
This is exactly what I wanted to get to.
Now I feel like I'm in the position where I can open up them doors.
Yeah.
And then I can even search through them traumatic events.
Exactly.
But there's always a time and a place. So don't open doors if you can't handle the pressure now. Because it will end up backfiring on you. So the best thing is to do, once you feel like you're in a better position, that's when you open that door. But until then, stay focused on what you have to stay focused on.
I get that. So, you see that you were saying you're 15 then?
Yes, brother.
And you're only dealing with it now?
Yeah.
So I guess you could say...
That's 15 years ago.
If you have a way out now, anyone watching this, anyone listening, would you advise them to stop prolonging what they're in and like start dealing with what they're in? Or
it depends on everyone's circumstances. People could still be in a toxic environment. They still can be in a house where they feel like they're being abused.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say like bring it all out now, because you're not in that position or in that environment to express yourself.
Yeah, of course.
So wait until you're in a better position.
Yeah.
If that means you have to go work, stack up some money and have your own little place, and then you have to lay it out, then do that.
Yeah.
You understand? Right now, you may be in a gang.
Yeah.
Or something, or you're doing whatever. Rah. Like, don't try to express, like, you have to move away from that gang. You can't still be with the gang trying to deal with certain things. You get me? Change the environment, change where you are. That's when you deal with the situation.
Exactly. Which is the whole point of, if you keep staying in the environment, you're just going to keep blocking out. You think?
Indeed.
You think if you were still carrying on that path, would you have ever been open like you are now? If you carried on down that path?
Yeah, because I like how I've
You're
started
not
to
gonna,
prove. Yeah.
And then what happens? You're much older, even older.
And I know older men that are older than me that are not dealing with certain things that they traumatic events that they went through. And how did they get rid of it? They get rid of it by the weed, by the alcohol, by maybe materialistic things. But once they open that book, it starts haunting them.
And that's another thing. If you keep indulging in alcohol, weed, or a lot of men move on to harder drugs, Yola, cocaine.
Cocaine's normal now out here, I think.
Yeah, nowadays.
Back then, cocaine.
No one would do that, innit?
Now everyone's whiffing it up.
Glamorized, innit? Like,
and it's very hard once you're in that web. It's very hard to come out of it. So if you're right now, if you're a beginner, see, when I was younger, I used to drink. I started drinking from the age of 14. First time I drank. First time I smoked was 12. You know? So 14, them times there, I had bare energy. So I was 16, 17. I was wrapping up so many people. It was one of them ones, bam, you feel like you're Superman.
When you're in the yak at 15, 16,
what?
You're Superman.
Innit?
Literally.
You're Superman. So you're like, wow, anything's getting smoked on sight. But then you get older, it affects your body. You become weaker, you become mentally weaker, you become vulnerable, you become fragile. And that's when people start taking advantage, you know? Because you can see you're getting weaker, man. Yeah.
And I guess there's two sides of these vices, like drugs, alcohol, and so on. You use them for the turn up, for the fun, because part of the lifestyle. But you're also using them to block it out, to not deal with your everyday situation. Let's say you caught a case. Are you trying to think about it? Nah, you're not. You're going to go grab an apes. You're going to go grab 3-5, whatever. Smoke. Now you're just pushing everything to the back of your mind. Then the thing's going to come forward to you. You got a court date now.
Okay.
Now you're in jail. You still ain't processed it. Now you're in jail. Jail is the same thing. You can still do that. Grab loud, whatever. Boom, boom,
if you're going through anything right now, the best person to turn to is God. He's the only one going to help you or ease your problems. Don't try to turn to the devil.
That is what I was trying to get to. People are returning to our habits that we picked up or you picked up living on the roads, thinking it's going to help, give you a different outcome. Yeah. But it's not ever going to do that. Maybe for the night, you got a girl here, whatever, the man them here, you're up that day, but you got all this in the back of your mind.
Yeah. Turn to God, man. If you're going through cases right now, you're going through it, turn to God. If you don't believe in God, then just turn to something, bro.
Yeah, because
something that you can't see. Something that's not materialistic. You have to turn to something, a spiritual thing. I don't know what race you are, what religion you are. Just turn to something that you can't see. Because that's the only way it's going to ease your pain away.
Look within. Find your own. Because everyone's different. Not everyone is a Muslim.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's why I said that.
So that would be your advice to anyone out there now going through that.
Yeah, man. But
look to a higher power.
Yeah, man. A spiritual.
Simply. Higher spiritual. Bigger than you.
Yes.
Bigger than us.
Yes.
Makes a lot of sense. Man, I'm still shell-shocked about some of the things you were telling me about when you're younger and that. Because nowadays, even when I was growing up, you wouldn't get everyone on road or everyone living a certain way. You even mentioned when you was younger, there weren't that many kids out doing
There's
madness.
no one was out here. Everyone's on the same thing. Right now, I guarantee you, if I was the age of these youngest bucks, I would have caught an M.
Yep.
Or I would have got killed. Hands down. Because everyone's on it. Why is everyone on it now?
This is what I want to get into.
Because it's this social media.
So that's what you think it is?
No one never got me gassed. I was out here. I got myself gassed.
Literally.
Yeah, bro. No one who got me gassed, bro. All right, cool. A bit of Styles. A bit of Locks. Get me a little, and get me Jadakiss. Get me. Yeah, all right, cool. Sounds good. Tupac. Get me. Yeah. But not as much of these jewels that Gold Chef, man. I'm thinking, what? Yo, my man's gassed. Yeah. My man might not even be on it, cuz.
Not at all. But he's saying.
But some man that say it, they're on it. But certain man, bro, it's a facade.
Very big.
What are you? Are you sheep? Are you gonna let a man gas you up? I said, my man told me to do that. What do you mean, my man told you? I mean, man, it's mad.
They actually tried to use that in a court case recently, about 2 years ago. For the first time, a drill song being used as like how if you go court and you say you're under the influence of alcohol, obviously it doesn't run. Doesn't matter, but it can give leniency in the sentencing sometimes. Like about 2 years ago, one of the cases I was looking at, first time ever, a drill song. They said my man was under the influence of drill as well as weed.
Look at that.
He was smoking a zoot, caught an M, and said the zoot and the music. And they argued that was their whole point, arguing about the music.
Serious.
Was he using an excuse or did he genuinely feel that? He might have genuinely felt that because music is a very powerful thing.
Yeah, you can get very influenced by it.
Very, very influenced by it.
Yes, my brother.
Music, especially in our day and age, if you think about it, influences what we wear. Yes or no?
Indeed.
A lot of the time.
Indeed.
Influences our lingo.
Yeah.
Someone starts talking a certain way.
I can't believe how the world's changed. I got a normal fella, you know what I mean, Rob, telling
Yeah.
me, yo, fam.
You
I'm
see?
like, brother, it became normal. I'm not saying I don't care, it's normal, but I'm
Yeah.
thinking, you see people even say no more. S&M, say
Say
nothing.
nothing, G.
Yeah.
Everyone uses that.
Gang. I've got a girl telling me gang. Me, gang, behave yourself. How dare you? So yeah, man, social media, innit? You know what I mean?
That's why, also touching back on the aim of what we're trying to do here on this channel, is give the other side of the spectrum about how you can change your life, or you don't even need to go down it in the first place. For example, you're someone who's changed their life, but a lot of people now, they don't even need to go down that path in the first place. Like we're saying, it's just everywhere.
Yeah.
Everyone, everywhere, talking like this, acting like this, doing these things. But you don't have to choose that. And I think just the way society is going, the more people we have like you, your channel, what you're doing, sharing your experience, because you're opening up. You don't need to tell no one this.
I know.
You don't need to do none of this.
And you know how much you used to tell me, you know how much man them hit me up, little youngers hit me up and say, bro, you made me a lot wiser. I got even the younger that I was with like last year. He's moved to Holland. And I said, bruv, why didn't you never used to tell me this when I was with you? I said, brother, I used to tell you, but you was high. What do you mean, brother? He said, no, I would have listened, you know, now it all makes sense. How certain people have used me.
Mm-hmm.
Get me? And I just make them clued up. And a lot of olders I've pissed, you know, because they're thinking, oh, my man's giving them too much gems. But I'm being real in it. Like, tomorrow's not promised, innit? You get me?
Yeah.
That could be my little brother. That could be my son. Get me? Like, I don't want them to be getting misled by some fugazi person, bro. Get me? Someone that's trying to use them, man. Yeah, sounds good, you care, but you don't care about them, bro. Do something for free, innit? See how you feel, innit? And nothing in return. You get me?
That's the thing. They'll make you think you care.
Yeah. It's always a hidden agenda.
It's always a personal gain.
Yeah.
There's money somewhere there to be made.
Down the line, or someone to hit up, or ops to hit up.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll back you on your beef, but this time now he's got the match ready for him, and he wants to slide on that guy. You remember that time I did that for you, brother? My man's on. You thinking, my man, he's so loyal to me, man. He's my brother. He cares about me, you know. But wallahi, he lined you up. That was all the plan, bro.
Exactly. Did you meet a lot of people in jail while you're in jail that regretted where they was in, or did people like block it out and not?
Obviously, oh, that's inevitable, isn't it? Obviously, people are gonna regret what they did. Innit? Obviously, done after the crime. I met some people that were drunk when they done the crime. I met some people that were get me high on drugs in it, and they slid on some opses, and now they're just doing some big birds and get me. And the same people, the same man, they don't even send them money. Yes. The only person who will end up sending you money is your mum. But that's the last, and that's the person you're gonna miss her call because you're around the man. Them. Keep it real to yourself, man. You have to. Wallah, you have to stay real.
Exactly. And you touched on going to, was it Dubai or Somalia? Or you went both when you was a teenager?
Yeah.
Did someone send you there?
Yeah, I got
to try to fix you up.
Yeah, that was the plan. No, not even trying to fix me up. I've caught a case here, innit?
Okay.
So they flew me. I caught a case that I ended up doing 6 months.
Yeah.
Do 3 months, and I ended up spending a year in Somalia. But it ended up turning me even worse. So
that's what I wanted to touch on, because we get quite a few viewers that are older now, like 25 to 35. Some of them may have like 12, 13-year-old kids. Do you think there's any benefit of sending a kid that's like 13, 14, 15, that's on the sort of thing you were doing, just sending them back to wherever they come from, be it Somalia, Algeria,
wherever,
Morocco, wherever you're
Africa,
from,
wherever,
Jamaica,
Nigeria,
wherever.
Ghana, yeah. I got
By
my bedroom. I got
yourself.
one of my bedrooms called Ghana. I got sold on my bedroom in Ghana. He got slapped in Ghana for 3 years.
Yeah.
The guy came back as a savage. What? Now he's a good guy. He's a parent now,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he became an animal when he came back. He's like, oh, I was hungry when I landed.
Because personally, I know more than 10 people who have been sent back. I do not know one that came back better. Do you?
Well, I can't even name no one.
The whole point is that if you do have a child right now that's out there, young teenage son or even girl doing certain things, to send them at that age unaccompanied, basically. You're left to your own devices. That is the big issue. And what were you? I remember I was listening to a video of yours and you're talking about the certain people you met out there.
Yeah.
Who were they?
It was just same people in same situations as me.
Mm-hmm.
And we all just ganged up, and do you know what I mean? We end up just finding things to do that we end up, our parents thought we was going to leave back there. We end up finding up in our own motherland and our own front doorstep.
Mm-hmm.
Understand? So, yeah, man.
So
if you're going to take your kids somewhere, make sure you're with them, innit? You know what I mean? Save up your money, whatever, do what you're doing, but don't leave your kids unescorted, because that's selfish. You know what I mean? You're trying to be, you brought these kids into this world for a reason, so play your position.
of course, there's some I think they genuinely believe it will do better.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, but that's why we're giving them the knowledge, innit?
Yeah, of course. Especially the ones that think they're sending them to a Muslim country, like Somalia. They think it's going to be good over there because they're Muslim. Send them back to their homeland. They might become religious.
I see some mad kids out there, bro.
Yeah.
I see some kids on job. I think they're married. This ones, they're on job out there. They're more gassed than man. They're more
Way
on it than
more.
man. More heartless than man.
Yeah. That's why man come back here 10 times worse a lot of the time.
Yes, bro.
You're going to an environment that is way more hood, way more street than here. Life is cheaper over there in a way, if you know what I mean. Like, people do certain things and don't bat an eyelid.
Yeah.
Whereas here, you know, a lot of the people still look at things in a certain way, like, oh, that's so bad. It is bad, but they're more sensitive here. So if you send someone to an insensitive environment, now you bring them back here, and like you said, you was hungry when you came back. Your brethren, he was hungry. You're just gonna do it 10 times more than you was.
Indeed.
What's your aim?
My aim is to give people value. My aim is to leave a legacy. My aim is to make sure people don't make the same mistakes that I did. But alhamdulillah.
And clearly you're doing that through what? Your YouTube?
Yeah.
Storytelling?
Through my fitness page. I'm a personal trainer.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do psychology as well in uni. I'm studying health and social care.
Okay.
But then I'm going to try to get into psychology. I want to be a life coach. So just give people value. That's my game, man.
How long you been personal trainer?
10 years.
10 years. So
I only started working it recently. I came out of jail. I got in my qualifications in jail.
Oh, you got all your qualifications in jail?
Yeah.
So were you thinking at that time, I'm going to come out and change my life?
But
or
then,
just doing it for
then I just came out. I just started chasing money again, innit?
Mm-hmm.
I just put that aside. But only when I started growing up and started realising certain things.
Yeah.
And then obviously that's when I started using my qualifications into more my passion, innit? I used to like going gym and stuff like that, but it's mad, you know. You see, it's not the eyes that are blind, it's the heart, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I had certain things around me that I could utilize, but I don't know why I couldn't think of going to get a job and go to live a normal life.
You think it was to do with pride?
Nah, man, it's the devil, man. Come on, bro.
You think he was influenced?
Yeah, obviously everyone's influenced. Yeah, bro. Everyone's chasing the bag, innit? It's shade down, bro.
So chasing the wrong things. Essentially, that's all it is.
Yeah, in the wrong way, bro. Not chasing it. Not getting the bag is not a problem, but the way you're chasing it, that's the issue.
That's true.
And what comes with it.
Yeah. How? So you see, when you started on that transitional path, like actually going and getting a job, did you have them days where you said, "I'm gonna just go back"? Like how hard? Because that's what the big thing a lot of people struggle with.
God done me a favor. I'll be honest with you. God done me a favor. He made life really difficult for me. Don't get me wrong. I used to go and get reloads and that. I used to go OT and stuff like that. I used to rob bare shotters in OT. Because I used to love robbing people. That was one of my things. I know how to hit someone up. I don't care how big you are. I know how to take you down quickly. But it's the art of war, innit? I know how to hit you up. But God will make things harder for me. I'll end up losing the pack. I end up losing the peas. And I'm back to square one. And I say, alhamdulillah. Because if that led me into other things, I would have been on the roads, probably doing something now. I'll probably been in jail for another crime. Because everything got wiped away from me, I saw that as a blessing now. Because I still could have carried it, but because every door closed on me, I had no other choice but to go right.
So what would you say to someone that has a choice? Like they've got a line, or they've got someone with that type of thing.
Yeah.
What would you say? How to like not go back to it? Say they work in a job, but the line's still there, and they can jump on.
Well, I'm saying just like, you need how long you need to ask yourself how long you want to do this for.
That's
What do you want out of it?
Yeah.
A lot of people can't answer that question.
You want 20 bags, 50 bags, 100 bags?
They can't answer that question. They can't even give you a number.
Because when does it end?
Because when they hit that number, they want double it. You have to keep it real to yourself.
And do you find it hard, in general, doing the 9 to 5, legal, doing your own thing?
It's hard when you don't pray. You're hard when you're not connected to God. 100 million %. You get frustrated. But once you're connected to a higher spirit, it becomes easier.
You feel that energy.
Content, gratitude.
You have the patience.
Yeah, you have the sabr, yeah.
All of that. That's the thing. If you do these things without patience, without a long-term goal, say you told a story about your manager and wilding out at him and that.
Yeah.
That was after your transition or during?
That's during my, obviously, still hiccups, innit? It was
Yeah.
during, that's when I went Manchester, innit, bro?
Okay.
Yeah.
After that.
Obviously, I lost the job, innit? Remember
Yeah.
I told you?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So you see, and then that led you to your lowest moment, which then led you to where you are now.
Yeah.
Basically.
Every half shit comes ease.
Very good.
It's not how you start, it's how you finish.